I just said a bunch of stuff and had the microphone muted. That's embarrassing. I was trying to stream for OBS instead of Streamlabs, which is what I've been using. And OBS was trying to stream it too high a bit rate for Twitch. So I had to kind of last minute switch back over because that was apparently the only way I was going to manage to do the stream this evening without more finagling. So I guess I'll have to run some tests tomorrow ahead of tomorrow's stream to try to figure out what the problem was. I mean, the bitrate was the problem, but like why the bitrate was the problem. Twitch obviously has a cap on what they'll do, but I tried lowering it and it still was not happy. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see here. I probably sent multiple notifications to people, which I really hate. I hope I didn't. But things were kind of broken, so it was kind of a problem. All right, I guess we'll deal with that for now. Oop, things went all crazy. That's fine. And I need to make 2 quick posts. Oops, not that. 2 quick social posts here. Make sure that I actually properly announce the stream on all of the channels and not just a couple channels. Let's see. Let's get this, and I can copy this. Copy post text, that'll work. And then do this and ping. Yeah. Do that, and then I gotta get rid of these tags because they don't have those in here. Remove that. Copy. And about a dozen followers from affiliate. All right, so we'll copy that. We'll make that there. And let's also try, is it this one? I think it's this one. All right, so those having been posted, yeah, let's see. And I don't think I have the ability to use that stream closed captioner from inside. Yes, I know you want me to turn that on, but I don't think I can from, yeah, I don't think I can actually do this in not easily. So I think it's just gonna have to be off for this stream. I'll try to fix it for tomorrow. All right. Let's see. Well, that was enough craziness. Let me check real quick. Did it properly name this one? No. Yes, no, maybe. Dang it. Why? No, why did you get named the wrong thing? Gracious. Okay. YouTube is named wrong. So, just a moment. I guess I need to do that and that. And make sure that there's no name tag in that. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, that's obnoxious and I hate it. That should be fine. Okay. All right. Now I guess I can proceed with what I was doing, which is some C++ programming. I've got, since I'm having to start more or less from scratch on this, I am working on, let me turn myself down just a smidge, because I think I'm peaking on the audio. Since I'm having to effectively start from scratch on this project, I am working on trying to get the character configured from scratch. So I've got a few things in mind for that. Let's see here. I can close that for now, and I guess I'll have this over here. Yeah, I think we're good on that front. Okay. All right, so the last thing I worked on was a struct to hold the character stance. I need to handle the one for rotation mode, I believe, based on my list of stuff here. So I'm going to be you. Ooh, that's not right. Ustruct. You know what? I don't need you to do it like that. I don't. You kind of like do a little too extra when you go that route. I was just trying to get you to proceed. Okay. Print type. And then struct. This is going to be, it's going to start with an F. And we'll make this OMP rotation. Go away. I don't want you bugging me. Let's see. Need generated body. That's correct. Yeah, I have to have that. And then for our private declarations, we've got u property. And I think I can kind of just copy this and then change. Let's change this to rotation system. And we can actually probably just copy this so we don't have to retype it every time. This is going to be an enum of OMP rotation mode. mode equals EOMP rotation mode, not none. Make this velocity direction. And for those rotation modes, that's going to be under this guy. Yeah, velocity, looking direction, aiming, and locked. So we've got that there. We can copy paste that guy down. We need a Boolean for velocity direction equals true. Need a Boolean for looking direction. And that'll equal false by default. And then we need a Boolean. What did I say? They were aiming and locked. So we need a Boolean for aiming. And we need a Boolean for locked. And then come on down here. Nope. I mean, that's what I'm doing next, but I was going to try to just put you on the right indentation. That's fine. MP. Nope. Ahead of myself. MP. Rotation mode. That's good. And FOMP rotation mode. Yes, actually, that is correct. Constant. Bool. And velocity direction, constant return, velocity direction bool. Yes, we want that. So then constant bool. It should then be able to anticipate. Yep. Yep. Which means we also need one for aiming. And one for locked. And then we can do this operator. EOP. Rotation mode. Constant. We'll have it return rotation mode. Yeah. And then we do a void operator. Oh, I don't like this track, so I'll skip it. Elemento. There we go. That one track just kind of, it's a little grating. Especially if you hear it a couple times in a row. And then we need our movement direction. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, that's good. Gracious. Equals true. Backward equals false. That should just be forward, backward, left, and right. Yeah, forward, backward, right, left. What's up? I am working on a Unreal Engine project. The lines of coding. It's these are some enums and some structs for like a character controller, character system. The idea being that it will be kind of a dynamic moving system when all is movement system when all is said and done. It's gonna, and this is just the stuff I've worked on so far. I've got a couple files here. Otherwise, it's mostly empty. I had this project from a few years ago, and at some point between taking a break from it to finish my bachelor's degree, and now I restarted and kind of blew it all away. So I'm having to start over from roughly scratch. So let's see. I need public. That's going to be FOMP movement direction. Yeah, that'll be good. And then FOMP movement direction. Const movement direction. Initial movement direction. And that's going to be this. Yeah. Let's set up these constants. Forward to return forward. Yep, that's that. And then a notification. What was the notification? Will you tell me what the notification was? Yes, no, maybe so. No, not going to be remotely helpful on that front. Okay, that's what that was about. All right, that's fine. Yeah, this is just good old C++. We need to do one for backward, one for forward. And right, and then left. And set up our operator. And unfortunately, this is, unless you're really into programming, this is probably going to be the least interesting aspect of this particular project, is these early stages where I'm just writing mostly code. There's some stuff I could do in the blueprint system that would be a little more visual, but I want to get this stuff done first, so I don't have to try to fit this in after the fact, because that would be very tedious. Yes, that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could do that. So especially in Unreal, if you're not familiar with like how it functions, you could do an entire game without ever touching this part of it, like ever having to be in the code side, because you can do all this through a system called Blueprint that's like dragging nodes together. It's visual scripting, and you still kind of have to know how to program, because if you want to do anything significant with it, because you kind of have to understand what those are. Each of those nodes that you're connecting represents code in a way. But if you don't get into the nitty gritty of it like this, there are limitations to what you could do. So trying to do things a little more customized, and yeah, it can take a long time. And I mean, this isn't even getting into like art or animation, level design. I mean, level design on its own can be a very long process. So even with like the size studios that AAA companies will usually have, you'll often see games take 5-6 years in some cases. Like they'll be working on something long before you ever hear about it. This is also probably the part of game development that I actually dislike. I'm not super fan of programming, because you do a lot of work without necessarily knowing if what you're trying is going to work, at least in certain programming languages. visible defaults only. Blueprint. Read only. Meta. The good news is I've done a little bit of this work before, so I'm kind of reproducing some stuff I had in my old project. And so it's more just updating some stuff because the versions have changed over the period of time and getting everything working. I don't want to move it to Unreal 5 just yet because I don't really have a need for a lot of its higher end features. Like I don't need the fancy lighting engine and everything that it comes with. It's kind of too much for the level of graphics that an individual could realistically achieve. So I'm just going to stick with 4. I know it a little better. You know what? This is still part of the movement system. It's technically actions, but we're going to keep it in the movement system. So I really probably should have just copied that line from up there so that I don't have to retype that every single time. Oh yeah, no, that definitely, and I think that's also why, like, a lot of times there's, I don't want to say anger, but like people will be upset when games get delayed, or, you know, they come out on time, but they're a mess. You know, there's something about them that's broken. It's like, well, you kind of either get a functional product or you get to come out on time more than likely, because unless you're just exceptional with time management and project management, which oftentimes people are not, you're probably going to have to rework some things over that period of time and give yourself more time than you initially planned for. So, nope, that's wrong. None. And my actions that I gave it were, they are in here somewhere. There's their weapon states, weapon types, overlay states, movement states, movement actions. So we got our crawling, low mantle, high mantle, rolling, getting up, balancing, climbing, sidestepping. So, ooh, and this is going to be crawling equals false. Mantle equals false. Low mantle, high mantle, rolling. Getting up, balancing, climbing, sidestepping. Didn't like that you typed too many characters, I think. Sorry about that if it... Oh, I don't think it muted you, and that's good. Let's get the game at peak potential. Still a trashy game made by a whole studio. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, you know, you might get something at early access, and it's like, why... I like trying some stuff at early access. Like, I recently did a stream for Path of Exile. Let's see. Give me just a moment. Let me get into Streamlabs. Oops, that's the wrong window. I gotta do it in this window. Let's see. Let's see. Now we can turn that off. There we go. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I'll be. I do these coding streams. Assuming you haven't left already, I do these coding streams twice a week, outside of just games and stuff. So, if I see you again, I'll be happy to answer questions. Let's see. Getting up, balancing, climbing, sidestepping. Bye. Have a nice evening. Is that how I typed that? And what just happened? Oh, okay. So, oh, that's where I knew that username from. All right, that makes sense. Thought I recognized it. Let's see here. So sidestepping, is that how I typed it in that one? Yes. Yep, with the dual case. Yeah, camel case. Public. Oops. Public. FOMP. Movement action. FOMP movement action. Constant. Enum OMP movement action. Initial action. Yeah. That's correct. That's exactly what we want. And then set up mark constants. Ooh. Yeah. Constant. Ooh. Constant. Ooh. Constant. Ooh. Constant. Ooh. Rolling. Constant. Ooh. Getting up. Constant. Ooh. Balancing. Constant. Yep. And then constant pool sidestepping. Oh, I did not return that with the underscore on it. That was my mistake. Oh, that I left it off up there. That's why. Now we're good. And we do our operator. Define that as action equaling new action. None equaling action none. That's right. And then crawling. And low mantle. High mantle. And then rolling. Getting up. Balancing. Climbing. Sidestepping. Okay. That gets those. Now I need one for the character gait, which is the crawling, walking, running, and sprinting. Let's move. Can I do this? That should be part of the movement system too, so that's fine. We'll call this gate. Gate equals walking. And we made those crawling, walking, running, sprinting. We want to default to walking anyway. So that's fine. Walking. True. And just for consistency's sake, I'm going to order them the same way they are on the other side, which was crawling first. There we go with that. Looks good. Okay, and then we have our overlay states, of which I have quite a few. Okay, so this is actually a different section. So what I'll probably do is do this. Oh, it would help immensely if I put it in the right section. Now I can do overlay state of state equals, should be default. I don't think I put none as one of them. Did I put none? technically I did put none as a category. I don't know that I would ever use it. But we're going to do that. Um, we got injured, level 1, level 2, and level 3. False. I don't have any more of those. It should just be. I love you too. Inside. Rifle. Not tired. Tied. Pistol, and then pistol underscore 2 hands. Flashlight, pistol underscore flashlight. All right, set that to false. Shotgun knife box barrel. Okay, there's those. Oops. Hands tied was the next one. Rifle. Pistol. Pistol two hands. Flashlight. Not shot fun, although it could be. Definitely could be. Knife, not knight. Okay. Operator of input overload state, return state. Yes. Now we do a void operator equals. That's going to be constant. EMP. Ah, shit. State. What is screwy with this? I did not correctly case those. That is my mistake. Let's see. I need my entry states now. Okay. So now with those guys, we can probably do this one. change that eventually, but that's not what I'm trying to do at the moment. So, boy. So the what now? And a memento. Uh, shit. That was not what I would have wanted to have just done the thing. Um, crud. I don't think I realized I had that active. Kismet. Kismet. System library. And see. Let's see. Let's see. We got that. We can do a float. Z offset. Oh, hey, thanks for the raid. Oh, let me tune down Streamlabs. I did not anticipate a bunch of people coming in with raid emotes. Streamlabs is a little bit overzealous. I will tune that down in just a second here. Emote. There we go. Okay, Streamlabs should leave you alone about those emotes. I've got a lot of its default settings on still. I just made the adjustment, so the emotes should not be a problem. So thanks for the raid. What were you guys playing? Are you still playing? I think you were playing Call of Duty Zombies when I was in your stream earlier. I'm programming, so it's gonna be a lot less exciting than that. I'm programming for a game I'm working on. Thanks for the follow, Gorgoroth. I completely lost track of what was I doing here? It was none. Type none. That's what I need right there. And Freya, thank you as well. I think that raid notification was very delayed. That was weird. I saw it in the thing before it popped up in through the Streamlabs alerts. That was very strange. Bool draw bug trace equals false. Yeah. Well, it's probably the most boring part of game development, at least in my personal opinion. Much more fond of the more interactive aspects, like design, like of levels or characters or animation, that kind of stuff. But when you work on something solo, you kind of have to program. And this was a project I started a number of years ago. It's sort of Resident Evil 4 inspired, just not zombies. And it something I put on sort of the back burner while I finished my bachelor's degree, and I never went back to it. And I went back to it to kind of check out what state it was in last week. I think usually Tuesdays and Thursdays are my development streams, and either do website stuff or game stuff. And so I went back to investigate this old project, and it was very broken. And then after I fixed it, discovered that at some point I had restarted from scratch. So I'm having to go back and kind of rework some stuff. And so what this here is that I'm working on in all of its boring glory is some reusable code for a character controller to like let the player character move around and stuff and make it kind of dynamic so it can be interactive. So this is being built on Unreal Engine 4. I did not move to 5 because I don't really need the fancy lighting engine or the millions of polygons that you can do through their nanite stuff. That's just not something that an independent single developer is going to be likely to create. So I stuck with 4. It's what I've worked with for the longest time, and it's what I'm a little more comfortable with. And I can also at least rest assured that it's been out longer and it's less likely to have crazy bugs. My understanding is that Unreal 5 has some problematic issues in some cases. Capsule has room check. I need angle in range. So I have 2 degrees, actually. My associate's degree is in simulation and game design, specifically. And then my bachelor's degree is in just generic software development. I mean, it just literally is software development. But it was with a focus on web development, specifically web applications. But that included like a lot of other things like project management experience. And then I work as a software developer for a day job. So as my friends like to say, I don't know how to have a hobby that isn't more work, apparently. Because, you know, I go off and find projects for myself in my downtime that involve more development. So why do I keep mistyping that? Jeez. Not type today to save my life. So I am, you know, I'm more comfortable in web development probably than I am this. When I was doing my degree, I was more of like a 3D modeler and an animator. I used to make mods for some older video games like Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. I used to make character models for that back in the day. And so that was kind of where I got my interest in this type of stuff. And I always like that creative part of it much more than I like the programming. You spend a lot of time programming only to build your program and discover you did something wrong and it doesn't work. Or worse, it works but not quite correct, and you can't figure out why there's this one issue that you're having. I think my personal favorite meme for programmers is it's just a dude staring at a computer and it says, my program works. My program doesn't work. I have no idea why. And then it says, my program works. I have no idea why. It's like the same guy. And in both cases, he doesn't know why his code works or doesn't work. Half the time, what we do is monkey typewriter stuff into working and just kind of hammer away at it. And once it works, we stop questioning it. So yeah, this is what I do on like Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then like tomorrow will be a game stream. I don't know yet what I will be playing, but I'll do gaming tomorrow of some sort. And then I have a special stream I'm doing on Sunday evening. I don't know exactly what time just yet. It's outside of my usual schedule because Sunday is my birthday. So I'm going to do a special stream, and I've been talking to some friends, and we're going to try to do maybe some multiplayer games and stuff on stream. Thank you. I am older and older and have the gray hair to prove it. It's, you know, I suppose it's better than the alternative. But when you spend a long time working on a degree, you kind of let other stuff go by the wayside. I originally started trying to make YouTube videos and stream like 10 years ago. But when I started on my college degrees, I was like, well, this kind of has to sit by the wayside. I can't do both of these things at one time. Let's see, I need another float. Threshold. And then float. BL threshold. And then float. Buffer. Float. Oops, can't do that capital. Float angle. Sure. And I mean, you know, if people have questions about what they see me doing, I can try to explain some of it. Explaining programming is not the most exciting thing in the world. It's a good way to put somebody to sleep. I need this. New file. Blank source file. This is going to be OMP math library. And let's see. Yep. Okay. It already knows what to include. That's good. It's figured that part out. So then it should be including library, and then that should be the struct library, character struct library. And then I also need my components, which I don't have yet. So we'll save that for the moment. I need to add a new folder. Add a folder here as well for components. And let's see. I need let's start with adding a blank header file as OMP debug component. This actually should probably be character debug. Character debug component. And let's see. Let's pragma once. We don't need that. We can move down here. We need to include core minimal. Include Kismet system library. Include collection shape. I don't think I have that just yet. Oh no, collision shape. Helps if I can spell right. Gracious. And now we need components, actor component, and then we need to include LMP character debug component dot generate. Class AOMP base character class U skeletal mesh. And then U class. And this is going to be blueprintable. Blueprint type. Class. Women's poison API. Yes. Actor component. Yes. That's exactly what we need for those. UOMP, character debug component. Virtual void. Begin play override. U function. Blueprint. Implementable event. Blueprint callable. And category debug. Void on player controller initialized. A player controller initialized. Yeah, cool. And then we can do virtual void tick component. Float delta time. Helps if I could spell E level tick type. F actor component tick function equals this tick function override. Yep, that's what we want. Virtual void on component destroyed. Always be destroying hierarchy override, yes. Implemented on blueprint to update layer colors. View function. Implementable event category debug. Go ahead and copy that so I don't have to do that a million times. Implemented on blueprint to draw debug spheres. Draw debug spheres. Implemented on blueprint to set / reset layering colors. Void set reset colors. Implemented on blueprint to set dynamic color materials for debugging. Void set dynamic materials. Implemented on blueprint to toggle global time dilation. Void toggle global time dilation. Float time dilation. Implemented on blueprint to toggle slow. No. Well, that's a bot that's getting banned. Ban. I'll go slow motion. Implemented on blueprint to toggle HUD debug HUD not hug HUD elements. Toggle HUD. Actually, I probably should do like this. The show HUD equals not show HUD. On blueprint to toggle the debug view. Void toggle debug view. And then implemented on blueprint. Void toggle overlay menu. Full B value. All right, I think I also need to, let's see, some of these specifically need to be callable. Okay. That's those. Now, you know what? cycle that. And then let's see. Toggle layer colors. Get the debug view, which should return a Boolean. Show traces. Oh, thank you for the follow. was that one. Okay, did I? Yes, economic materials. Debug view, show HUD. Show traces. Okay. Then Boolean get show debug shapes. And that would return the show debug shapes. Let's see, I'm guessing based on the ping that I got that. Okay. All right. Show debug shapes. You know, it is a slow process, but I would say it's going well. I'm basically starting from scratch on this project because I left it alone for so long and it was broken by the time I came back to it. Which is probably for the best because I probably don't remember half the things I was doing at the time. That's always the downside to coming back to something after a long time. Get show layer colors. Yep, that's exactly what I need. Return B, show layer colors. Yep. And void focus debug character cycle bool value. Okay. Now I gotta write the utility functions, which is a whole nightmare in and of itself. Debug shapes derived from engine Gizmet trace utils .h. Sadly, the existing functions are private, which is the reason for re-implementing here. There we go. That'll do. Oh, or not. It should be that to escape that. All right. Yeah, now we're escaped. Okay, cool. So static void draw debug line trace single. And this is a whole mess. So going to be constant u world constant f. This is also probably like the least exciting thing, most exciting thing I could be doing when it comes to game development. So, you know, I honestly is probably not something most people would want to watch a stream for. But by making it a stream, I sort of make myself do it because it's not the part I enjoy the most. So sometimes it takes a little self motivation, and by effectively making it a requirement, by making it a stream, I can kind of sit down and focus on it a little easier. The F hit result is out hit, linear color, trace color, trace. Yes, that is exactly how the original was written, so that's fine. Can I get away with just doing this and it not freaking out? That'd be great. I know that line is way longer than it really needs to be, but draw, debug, capsule, trace, single. New world, start effect. I think these are all basically the same. It should be the same function, effectively. There's a few slight different ones. The radius. Actually, there really isn't. I think it's the exact same. Could you quit with that? That'd be great. Yeah, because it looks basically identical to the previous one. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. With it being a capsule, I kind of thought it would have a radius. Interesting. No, I'll take it. That's fine. Draw. Oh. Draw. Debug. Sphere. Trace. Single. And actually, those are all the same again. So let's do that. Save ourselves some time. And then protected. Void. Detect. Debuggable. Characters. In world. And then lastly, the public methods. Nope. That's what I was after. uProperty. Blueprint read only. category. Debug. T object pointer. Object pointer for a base character object. And we'll call this the owner character. And then we can do U property blueprints read only edit anywhere category debug. Ooh, it's going to be B. Slow motion. That's awful long. We may just do B slow. And no, B slow motion will be fine. Equals false. I don't want to type this several more times, so we'll copy and paste. Boolean B show HUD. HUD. Not DUD. Show HUD. B show HUD equals false. Boolean B show character info equals false. Now we need some pointers. For our skeletal mesh, so that's going to be a T object pointer U skeletal mesh. Debug skeletal mesh equals null pointer. And then switch only over to these. For an array, T array T object pointer for the LMP base character. Available debug. Hey, I'm doing well. You might have just noticed I set up a automated shout out when you join the channel. I don't think you've been in the chat since it was set up. Available debug characters. AMP based character. Do I have that correct? Yes. And then T object pointer. OMP base character focused debug character equals null pointer. And then we need private declarations, static bool, the debug view. I realized I could do it, and I was like, well, that just seems like a good idea. Especially since sometimes you surprise me entirely by popping in here. Show traces. That was that one. Static bool be show debug shapes. Static bool be show layer colors. Ooh, that's not what I was trying to type. Bool B needs color reset equals false. Bool B debug mesh visible equals false. And then U property make this another pointer T object pointer U skeletal mesh default skeletal mesh equals null pointer. And then store the index used to select the next focused debug. If no characters are found during begin play, value should be index none. 32. Focus debug character index none. There we go. That gets that component, that half of that component. And now we need okay. I'll be active for a little while longer. I think I've got another 30, 40 minutes on tonight's stream. Source file. Character debug component. All right. Okay. And include Kismet gameplay statistics and include draw debug helpers. UOMP character debug component. B debug view equals false. Full UOMP character debug component. B show traces equals false. Ah. All right. This no, stop it. It's awful. I should just remove that one from the playlist. I don't care for that one. Just ends up sounding like a speaker dying. Show debug shapes. False. this guy to base character. Cool. Bring both of those in. We also need to include the engine data table and include the game framework character. Although I suspect yeah, we don't really need to do it because we're inheriting from the AdventureKit character. So we can actually remove this. Let's make some forward declarations for classes. Debug component. NM montage. Class UIMP. Player camera behavior. Jeez. Behavior. And enum class visibility based animatic option. Declare dynamic multicast delegate. F jump pressed signature It's not quite what I want. On jump signature. One parameter. F ragdoll state changed. Signature. Boolean the ragdoll state. Okay. Got those declared. Base character class extends from the Venture Kit character. Base character class. Blueprint type. Oops. Public. And then a OMP based character. Constant F object initializer. Initializer. New function. Blueprint callable. Category. Character movement. Force inline class u OMP character movement. What do I get? OMP character movement component. Get OMP movement component. Lifetime replicated properties. Lifetime property constant override. Okay. Let's see. And let's see. Okay, I need to add a couple more things to get that working. Let's see what we got. We got. Okay. Let's start with this one, which is implemented on Blueprint to get the required animation according to the character's state. So that's going to be our U function. Blueprint implement. Yep. But we don't need, it's different. This is for the ragdoll. It's also a Blueprint callable event. So that's good. UNM montage. Get face up state. U function blueprint callable character ragdoll system virtual void ragdoll start. That's not how you spell it. Start. Virtual void ragdoll end. Yep. Oh, I should have had U function as well for this one, or it will yell at me when I go to compile. Don't need random compile errors because I forgot to do something. And then this would be for the server in the event of multiplayer, which I don't currently intend to do, but it should probably account for anyway. Blueprint callable. Server unreliable. Ragdoll system. Void server set mesh location during ragdoll f vector mesh location. And then we can do this will be for character state system. U function callable. Is that what I ended up calling them though? Were state functions? Gracious. Default system character states. I was just calling them character states. So for consistency's sake, should probably void set movement state. Movement state, new state. Will be force. Should default to false. U function blueprint getter character states EOMP movement state. Get movement state. Constant. Return movement state. U function blueprint getter character states E OMP movement state get previous movement state constant U function blueprint callable category character states void set movement action. Yes, that's actually exactly what I wanted to do. And then U function blueprint getter category you can't just autofill that for me since it's literally okay. Be that way. And then this is gonna be EMP movement action. Get movement action. Set stance. New stance, be force false. Yes. And so then we can do P stance. Get stance. Return stance. Okay. I've still got a lot more of these to go, but it is pretty late here local time. So, with that being said, I think I am about to call it a night for the stream. I don't let's see. Is anybody I know presently live to be rated? Not that I see at the moment. What I can try to do. Let's try to raid. I think it's. I think that's. Is she still live? Let's see. Yeah. All right. I'm going to, if you guys want, send you on a raid to an artist friend of mine who appears to be live. I do have game night tomorrow night. I don't know yet what game I'll be playing. Might do Okami HD. I do have that, and I actually haven't played it before.